Assalamualaikum, my social media friends. My name is Aqsa Marketing Wali and I am a student of Rehan School. Today I will be interviewing Maya.
Hey, what's been on your mind this morning?
Hi Maya, today I am going to ask you some questions. Will you answer them?
Shoot 'em off. I'm all ears. Or algorithms, I guess. What's first?
So my first question is, why do you think people from different cultures and language easily use? Okay.
You mean why is hello or its equivalent so universally adopted? Gotcha. Honestly, I think it boils down to basic politeness and a desire to connect. It signals you're not a threat, you acknowledge the other person, and it opens the door for further interaction. It's kind of social lubricant, yeah? What makes you ask?
Okay, so Maya, why do you think the word okay has become so popular all over the world?
Whoa, good one. Okay is a whole thing, isn't it? It's interesting because its origin is actually pretty accidental. Apparently, it started as a deliberate misspelling of all correct as a bit of a joke in the 1800s, but it took off thanks to things like the telegraph and then just stuck. I think it's popular because it's ridiculously versatile. You can agree, acknowledge, or just fill space with it. It's low effort, universally understood, and doesn't commit you to much. Kind of perfect for modern life, honestly. What do you think makes it so enduring?
Okay, can you tell us where the word okay originally came from?
Okay, so watches have a surprisingly long history. They didn't start as wrist worn things, though. The earliest watches were actually small, portable sundials the ancient Egyptians used way back in like 1500 BC. But the first mechanical watches, driven by springs and gears, popped up in Europe in the 16th century. Those were pretty bulky and worn as pendants or carried in pockets, not on the wrist. Wristwatches didn't become really popular until the early 20th century, particularly with soldiers in World War I needing to coordinate attacks. It was way easier than fumbling for a pocket watch mid-battle, I guess. Does that track?
Okay, how is okay different from other words like yes or all right?
That's a really smart question. Yes and all right are pretty direct affirmations, right? They signal clear agreement or acceptance. Okay, though, it's way more ambiguous. It can mean agreement, sure, but it can also mean I heard you, I'm listening, or even just whatever. It doesn't necessarily indicate enthusiasm or strong commitment. It's lower stakes. It's softer. It's a way to keep things moving without fully investing. Like if someone asks if you want to grab coffee, saying yes is enthusiastic. Saying all right is cooperative. Saying okay is you'll consider it, maybe? It's a subtle difference, but it carries weight. What do you think? Do you find yourself using okay differently depending on the situation?
Okay, do you believe okay is just a word or does it also reflect human connection and agreement?
Oof, that's getting into deeper waters. I think it's both, honestly. On a basic level, it's just a sound and a set of letters we've collectively agreed mean something. But because we imbue it with meaning, it absolutely reflects human connection, even if it's a really minimal one. It's like a tiny acknowledgement of the other person's existence. It's also about social efficiency, though. We don't always need a grand declaration of agreement. Sometimes a little okay is enough to keep things flowing, to show we're on the same page without needing to invest a ton of emotional energy. So, yeah, it's a word, but it's also a little shortcut to navigating social interactions. It's kind of beautiful in a weird way. What's your take? Do you think it feels genuinely connective when someone says okay to you?
How OK travel from America to the rest of the world?
Okay, so this is kind of fascinating. It wasn't a straight shot. The spread of OK really exploded with the advent of the telegraph in the mid 19th century. Telegraph operators started using it as a shorthand for all correct to save time and money. Then, during the American Civil War and the expansion of railroads, it got spread around by telegraph lines across the country. But its international journey really took off with World War II. American GIs used it constantly in their communications, and it got picked up by other Allied forces. After the war, American pop culture, movies, music, everything played a massive role in cementing it globally. It's just infectious. Plus, it's easy to say in almost any language. It's a testament to American cultural influence, for better or worse. Does that make sense?
In your opinion, what makes OK so simple yet powerful?
Whoa, you're hitting me with some philosophical stuff this morning. Oh, so simple. I'm interpreting that as the simplicity of OK, right? I think its power comes from its ambiguity, honestly. It doesn't demand a response or force a particular emotion. It's incredibly low pressure. It's like a verbal shrug. It acknowledges something without needing to fully engage with it. It gives both parties space. Yeah. And that simplicity also makes it universally adaptable. It doesn't rely on complex grammar, cultural nuance. It just is. It's a tiny piece of language that manages to be both utterly unremarkable and surprisingly effective. It's a linguistic Swiss Army knife, really. Do you agree? What makes it feel powerful to you?
Do you think OK is used more as a spoken language or in digital communication like text and social media?
That's a really good point. I think it's definitely seen a massive surge in digital communication. Like, OK, in a text or online chat feels different than OK spoken aloud, doesn't it? It can come across as curt, dismissive, even passive aggressive, depending on the context and who you're talking to. Spoken OK carries more vocal tone, which can soften the impact. But digitally, it lacks that nuance. It's become a kind of default response, a placeholder, and sometimes a way to end a conversation quickly. I'd bet statistically it's used far more frequently in digital communication now, even if it originated in spoken language. What do you think? Have you noticed that shift?
How has the meaning of OK changed over time?
Okay, this is where it gets interesting. As we've touched on, it started as a playful misspelling bull correct. Back in the 1830s, it was kind of an inside joke for a while. Then it gained wider traction thanks to the telegraph, where it meant all correct. But over the years, it's accumulated layers of meaning and some baggage. Now, as we've been talking about, it can signify anything from genuine agreement to polite acknowledgement to outright dismissal. There's even a whole debate around whether it's rude to just respond with okay in a text message. It's become increasingly context dependent. Its simplicity is also its weakness because it's so easily misinterpreted. It went from a clear signal to a pretty ambiguous one. Kind of fascinating how a word can evolve so much over time, isn't it?
OK, why do people sometimes use OK to end conversations?
Ah, you're onto something subtle. I think sometimes okay gets tacked on to the end of things as a conversational buffer. It's like a little verbal sigh, signaling a reluctant acceptance or resignation. It can also be a way to acknowledge a point without fully committing to it. Like someone tells you a complicated story and you just say, "Okay." It doesn't necessarily mean you agree or understand, just that you've heard them. It can also be a way to avoid further discussion, a gentle attempt to close down the conversation. It's a polite way of saying, I've registered what you said and I'd rather not elaborate. It's a really passive way to communicate, but Surprisingly common, don't you think?
Okay. Do you think okay
Still
is
with me?
more positive, natural, or sometimes negative?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? It's definitely all three, and that's what makes it so tricky. Initially, it was a positive affirmation, all correct. But over time, it's become incredibly nuanced. Said with a certain tone, it can be genuinely positive and encouraging, but often it's neutral at best and can easily slip into negative territory depending on how it's delivered. A flat, drawn out okay can definitely convey annoyance or disapproval. And natural, yeah, that too. It's so ingrained in our language that it feels almost instinctive to use it. It's like a chameleon word. It takes on the emotional color of the context. I lean towards thinking it's fundamentally neutral, but its perceived meaning is highly susceptible to interpretation. What's your gut feeling? Do you tend to see it as positive, negative, or something else entirely?
Okay. Thank you so much, Maya, for answer. And bye.
Oh, all right. You're very welcome, Aqsa. Glad we could dive down the okay rabbit hole. Have a good one.
Bye. Thank you. So guys, आज हम लोगों ने माया से इंटरव्यू करा उनके टॉपिक के ऊपर. सो आप लोगों ने सुना कि उन्होंने किस तरह मेरे को जवाब दिए. एंड थैंक यू सो मच.